Do 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 do. Hello, greetings. How you doing? Now this is a video. I'm going to warn you that if you are hypersensitive, unintelligent, and illogical, this video could possibly offend you. But we're going to try to apply some fundamental logic and wisdom to an issue, which is an issue, but it's been an issue throughout all of time, that people don't like to discuss. How should you approach this, or how should I approach this topic? Well, of course, I already know the answer to that one. Most of my family, in some way connected to law enforcement. I grew up with a lot of police officers and friends and whatnot, and I know a few things. I'm actually a big lover of cops. If you don't like that about me, that's fine, because anybody that knows me knows that I don't make a video that's designed to please people or to make people happy, but rather to be logical and helpful and try to stick in some wisdom. So here's the fundamental question. So far as innate rights of living creatures, why is it that human beings today, at least in Western society, believe that they don't have the same hardcore fundamental rights as an animal? Now, it is the case that human beings are pretty defenseless. We don't have claws, we don't have envenomated teeth, and some of these other really bizarre defense mechanisms of other animals. But I've always wondered why, and I never wondered why, actually. I always knew the answer to this a long, long time ago, that was it human beings think that they don't have a right to self-preservation, because that is, whether it's like on a microbe level, or virus, or germs, or ants. You ever been bitten by an ant with gigantic, big teeth in the front of them? It's like, oh my God, this little tiny ant just bit the crap out of me, right? All these little animals, up from stuff that you can't even see, have these innate principles within the structure of who they are and what they are, for self-preservation, to keep themselves from being exterminated. But human beings are now, we think we're so advanced, but we've actually become completely disconnected from who we are as living beings. And I'm not saying any human being should act like an animal, far be it from the case. But human beings now think that we have fewer rights than the most simplex animal. Like if you were to grab a dog by the neck angrily, which you should never do, the dog's going to turn around and bite your, dig his teeth right into your calf, right? Which of course is something that if you had any brains you would expect. And most people seem to have forgotten the Boy Scout motto of be prepared, because as you may or may not know, if you have any intelligence whatsoever, that, as they say in the urban people say, of, people say shit happens, right? That's the saying? So I've got, and I know you have, car insurance and house insurance, and there's this little thing in the car called a seat belt. Yeah, and I got a fire extinguisher over there. And there's a fire alarm thing up there. I got another fire extinguisher back there. I got them really cheap once at an auction. They still work fine. And a fire extinguisher in the basement. Every house should have a fire extinguisher, right? You have a carbon dioxide detector. So you have all these things in your life and in my life, because shit happens. But people somehow ignorantly believe that human beings don't have the right to self-preservation, as is the case from the smallest microbe up to, dogs, cats, fleas, mice, ants, no human being with 10 brain cells has ever begrudged an ant. Like if you pick it up and it bites you, right, or a bunch of ants come to its defense, we've never questioned that. But for some reason, people stupidly think, and I don't know if you know this or not, you probably don't. And I'm a big supporter of cops, as I've already said. I don't know if you know this, but here in America, which I don't know how it is in other countries, by the way, okay? the average 911 response time, in other words, like if you have the abilities, like, hold on, before you like stab me, sir, like before you stab me, let me dial, beep, 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 911, and then hope to God you get through. It's not a busy time. Hold on, wait, before you stab me, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's two factors. The average lethal force encounter, in other words, when really bad crap happens, is only like a minute and a half. In other words, from where it starts, I think it's the actual lethal force encounter. It was LFE, right? The average LFE, last time I calculated it in some book from the year 2000, it was like 90 seconds, I believe. 60 to 90 seconds. In other words, when the crap starts to when the really bad crap finishes, like 90 seconds. In good towns in the United States, like if you have the ability to like go 911, that alone will take 90 seconds. And the average 911 response time, say the cops, right? And I'm a big fan of the cops, so I'm not deriding the cops here. Is in Los Angeles, it's 7 minutes. Chicago, it's 6 minutes. New York, it's like 9 minutes. Miami, it's like 4 minutes. But the average nationwide response time is somewhere between like 4 to 6 minutes, right? But if we actually compare that to the average lethal force encounter, in other words, when really bad stuff happens, is less than 90 seconds. So, but it takes you 90 seconds to take your phone out and and then you gotta wait. Ring, ring. So my question to other people is where would somebody come off? And of course, it is due to lack of intelligence, a lack of logic, a lack of forethought, and definitely a lack of wisdom, that they would begrudge another human being, which is a living critter, right? We all kind of admit that human beings are living critters. Where would it come off to the point where people would begrudge somebody the ability to save their own life? Where would that happen? I love doing videos on metaphysics, wisdom, and logic, as well as photography and field theory, of course. But this is a unique phenomena of Western society. Now, my friends, the Russians, by the way, I lived in Russia for a while. You see, when I lived over there, Russia is not, I hate to say this, but at least in the time I lived there. No offense, fellow Russians, okay? Извините меня. It's not the most wonderfully a pleasant place to live unless you're super rich. But the one thing, and I love the Russians, настоящие крепкие народы. No Russian would ever have that crazy idea. And that is one of the many characteristics that I admire about настоящие русские народы. And there are many other, well, not many actually, not anymore. There are other cultures, let's just say it that way, that believe that human beings have the innate, fundamental, inalienable right to save their own lives when the shit happens, right? It is amazing that Western society people, every one of them, that believe and espouse garbage that human beings don't have the right to fundamental self-preservation with the tool, right? We all know what this tool is, right? Let's just say it's a pair of scissors, but we're not talking about scissors, right? We're talking about something else. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the wisdom and the fundamental ability to self-preserve as any creature, from the amoeba to the ant to the mouse to the rat to the jaguar, elephants, that we all give the elephant was defending itself. The jaguar was pinned up a tree and people were harassing it, so it whipped out its claws and it fanged somebody, and it's like, it's defending itself. But oh no, human beings, since we don't have claws and we don't have venomated teeth, we're a different sort of creature. We are a species of tool makers. See this fancy computer over here, this shit made by Apple, and these nice fancy scissors that were CNC machined out of, well, these are made in Pakistan, but they're actually really nice. I love these stainless scissors. We're a creature of tool makers. And now the self-defense mechanism of a human being is tools, because that's what human beings do. We invent shit and we make shit. So that is our claws and our venom. But for some reason, and I know what that reason is, it's a lack of intelligence, a lack of insight, and it's definitely a lack of wisdom, that human beings think that other human beings, since the average 911 response time is many, many minutes, okay? The average is like 6+ minutes, right? And the average, this is a fact. You can look it up if you don't believe me. I don't give a damn. It's fact, not my opinion. Let's not confuse, by the way, opinions, i.e. doxa, with facts, which are episteme. Hardcore fact that the average lethal force encounter, in other words, when really bad crap comes on you or like your loved one or something like that, is less than 90 seconds from when the crap starts to when the crap ends. And a lot of the times when it ends, it means that you ended. It means that, you know, shit happens. But these same people that begrudge others the rights to a fundamental self-preservation, they themselves are the same people with house insurance, car insurance, they wear their seatbelts, they got a fire extinguisher, they got a smoke alarm. These are the same mental midget, knuckle-dragging fools that will, and I've heard this said so many thousands of times, they will say, well, why do you need that tool? Are you living in fear? Next time, and this is, their answers are always very pat. Are you living in fear? It's like, I don't know, when you put your seatbelt on, are you living in fear of a car accident? It's like, why do you put your seatbelt on? Well, I could have a car accident. Exactly! Now shut the hell up. Are you living in fear? Why do you need that tool? You know, you afraid some sort of shit's gonna happen? I don't know. Why do you have a smoke alarm in your house? Are you afraid you might have a fire? Well, that's different. How is it different? They all are within the circle of shit happens. And they all fall within the premise from above, the old Boy Scout motto, which is be prepared. Now this is just a fact, okay? Shit happens and you're either prepared or you're in a crap load of trouble. Well, I'm going to roll the dice. I'm not going to live my life in fear. Does that mean your car insurance? Well, I have to have car insurance. Yeah, but why do you have car insurance? In case some sort of shit happens. Oh, I see. Yeah, so you're afraid. Yeah, but I have to have car insurance. What about your seatbelt? You know, well, it's a law in my state. You know? Yeah, but you don't live in that state anymore. You don't have to wear a seatbelt here or something. Yeah, but I can still get in a car wreck, so you're living your life in fear of a car accident? Is that why you click your seatbelt on every time? No, it's just because it's a responsible thing to do because, you know, shit could happen. It's exactly the case. You just answered. You just defeated yourself. It is always good when you debate people to let them defeat themselves because you will lead them down a train of logic where they will inevitably, just like the Plinko machine. You ever seen a Plinko machine? There's this little stupid coin. There's all these little pegs on the board. It's go plink, 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 plink. You always know where it's going to land. Plink, 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 plink. They don't know it. They're the little disc that's falling. And they don't know where they're headed, but you do. And the reason why is because you have wisdom and for that. This is what, and I was a chess champion in high school and college. I haven't played chess in ages, by the way. But you're actually able to see 3 or 4 moves ahead. When you actually debate people that are stupid, fundamentally ignorant, wherewithal to not have a single wit about them, specifically as pertains to wisdom. You know exactly where it's going to end when it comes to debating stupid people like that. And I actually love it when people think that inanimate objects are inherently evil. And I'm not advocating for one position or the other. What I am always been an advocate thereof is wisdom and common sense, and people not being asshole hypocrites. Now, there's one thing I really don't respect is hypocritical assholes. Anybody that you would ever have this debate with is a hypocritical asshole because every single one of them, unless they got like a leather loincloth and they live in a grass hut on an island, every single one of those people has car insurance, house insurance, a smoke alarm, fire extinguisher, and they wear their seatbelt. And there's fundamentally no difference in all of that because They all fall within the circle of shit happens. And that's all it is. Why do people go to the grocery store when there's a big storm coming? Oh yeah, there's a big storm coming. People rush to the grocery store. It's like, why did you rush to the grocery store? You know, what the hell are you worried about? The storm's only like 12 hours away. Yeah, but you know, something could happen. You know, maybe out without power. You know, why? You live in your life in fear. Why? Why? No, I'm not living my life in fear. I'm just trying to be prepared. Of all the people that I have, you know, it's okay not to know stuff. When people don't know stuff, but they want to know, those are good people. I've had some people that I've met in life, including a few people that I've dated, and they'd be like, oh, you must not like me because I'm not really bright like you. And I'm like, no, it doesn't matter to me at all. I actually have, when you use the word stupid, you don't mean it in a pejorative fashion. The true definition of stupid means you just don't know something. You know? Like, I don't know anything about car mechanics. When it comes to fixing cars, I'm stupid. I can really diagnose them pretty good, however. There's tons and tons of stuff I don't know about. Just tons. There's tons of stuff I do know about. So being stupid is okay. We're all stupid about lots of different stuff. And it's okay to be stupid. What is, however, vile and inexcusable is that when people are shown the light vis-a-vis logic, facts, and wisdom, not like personal opinions or beliefs, because you are not your beliefs and I'm not my beliefs. It's like fact, fact, fact. Logic, wisdom. And people's like, yeah, I've seen all that, but, you know, I'm still going to stick to my insane BS. Those are the people that are truly evil. I don't mean evil like demonic. I mean, they're fundamentally, you know, they are in love with their own ignorance. There's a huge difference between being stupid, which is okay. Everybody's born an idiot. You don't know shit. You poop your diaper. Blah, you know, idiots. You know, you're a little child. You stick your hand on a hot stove. Ah, you're stupid. It's okay. Everybody's stupid. Huge difference between being stupid and being in love with your own ignorance. It's like, I've seen the facts, but I'm gonna stick with the BS that I want to believe in. Because beliefs are BS. Beliefs are doxa. They're opinions. They're not facts. They're not logic. Well, that's your own set of facts. No, I'm talking about facts, period. There are actually people that are hardcore skeptics. Most of you don't know the true definition of the term skeptic. It's like, I'm skeptical. I don't believe in unicorns. You know, there's no evidence. That's a current connotation of skepticism. The original definition of skepticism is something totally different. And when I say the word skepticism, it means the original. But none of you probably really know the original. But it means you're completely obtuse to facts, logic, and wisdom. It's literally, and of course, we've got to go back to the ancient Greeks and Socrates and Plato. It's not arriving at the point of anything. It's literally obfuscation and debate for the sake of debate. You know, there's the difference between debating somebody to get to the heart of a fact or matter, and just debating for the sake of debate to obfuscate and argue and debate and debate. Debate for the sake of the ends of debate is something else. This is part of original definition of skepticism. But anyway, I find people like that intellectually fascinating in a bad way, because they really do, at its very core, fundamentally deny other human beings the same rights that they will grant to the most insignificant insect or a bug or a mouse or a microbe or a virus, all of which have defense mechanisms. But human beings don't have claws, we don't have venom, and you know. So people are fundamentally extremely ignorant on that topic, and it's always fascinating. As an aside, I actually met a person a few days ago I hadn't seen in years. I've known him for years, and he's just like one of the most horrible people I could ever imagine. And off topic, the true definition of an extremely intelligent person that is a total fool. Professor, highly acclaimed, extremely, extremely intelligent, but a total fool. And I wished I had a video of this guy. He is literally my type case. For people's like, how could someone be incredibly intelligent and yet be a total idiot? There are a lot of people out there like that. It's like, so-and-so has a PhD from Harvard. It's like, it doesn't matter, he's a fool. What do you mean he's a fool? He got a so-and-so result on his IQ test, and so that doesn't mean anything. He's a fool. He has no common sense. I've met more than a few people like that in life. A lot of them are in academia. They can talk a lot, but they can't do anything. It's like there's an old saying that says, those who can't teach. There's a lot of truth to that, but I actually find it surprising myself that people don't actually know what it means to speak about a very intelligent idiot or a high IQ moron. It's like, that's inherently contradictory. How could someone be a high IQ moron? It's like, oh, you got an hour or two, I will not only explain it to you, but we will go knock on the houses of some people that I know that are exactly like this. You'll be impressed by their intelligence, but given enough time, in a few hours, you will see how incredibly unintelligent they are, how incredibly foolish, idiotic, lacking in wisdom. By foolish, we mean lack of wisdom. But anyway, this video was about the conundrum of Western, and this is what I have to praise Russians and a few other societies for, because they don't actually suffer this delusion. I've never known a single Russian that suffers this pathetic delusion that seemingly, and I don't just mean, most of Europe suffers it, almost the entire North American continent suffers it, by and large, you know. It's extremely unintelligent and ignorant and has no basis in logic or wisdom or reality. And people like that are very easily destroyed in a formal debate. I mean, it's so easy to destroy people like that. The only way they have out of such a debate is that they will raise their voice or scream, or although they'll accuse you of something heinous like and that, of course, is not how a formal debate is conducted. Real debate is, of course, arriving to the truths of something so that all parties will agree. If you're actually a truth seeker or someone that loves wisdom, you actually enjoy being proven right as much as you enjoy being proven wrong, because from the true monistic, Aristotelian, and Platonic principle, if you get into a debate with somebody, debates are always good. Real debates are always good. You will either reaffirm the position due to wisdom and facts that you already have. It will become stronger or more well established. Or if you're completely incorrect, if you follow correct debate tactics, you will be led to the truth. So if you enjoy debate, if you're it's hard to say that, a true truth seeker, even if you're proven wrong, it is a good thing that people should enjoy, because if you're a truth seeker, that is, because it will bring you closer to the truth. If you're on the correct path, then it will be hardened, be firmed up, strengthened. If you're on the wrong path and you engage in a true debate, you're like, well, I was wrong, I didn't know that, you know, and you'll be steered on to the correct path. So a truth seeker enjoys as much to be proven right as he does to be proven wrong. And that's something that nobody will ever tell you in high school or college. And that's so, so very important. And this, of course, is why belief systems are bullshit, because you are never what you believe. A true truth seeker that engages in debate for sake of arriving to the facts and logic and wisdom of things will always, in the end, if they follow the rules of true debate, be better in the end relative to the position from whence they started. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. If not, you can tell me how much you hated it. Whatever. I'll always speak my mind until I'm not allowed to speak my mind anymore, because free speech is an illusion these days due to the internet. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Goodbye.